I think I've hit a slump.
I've been feeling stuck, low energy, unproductive, and unmotivated. And as time goes on, I start thinking, have all the workouts, the balanced meals, and the progress I made thus far gone to waste? Will I ever get back to the version of myself before?
Slumps are part of the journey, and they don't erase any of the hard work that I've already put in. And with every setback is usually a comeback. Ever since I came back from my 1 month long trip, I have been struggling, which is something that I expected, but it still sucks to have to go through it. So as I find my way back, I thought I would take you along for the journey. The very first thing I do when I need to get back on track is, of course, I have to feel comfortable and clean. I just want to feel like I have a clean, fresh slate to work on, which doesn't involve detoxing. Something about a fresh shave or a fresh haircut just gives you this fresh start feeling, makes you feel ready. This is your sign to shave your head. But I will not be liable if you regret it. A fresh shave and a good old facial are some of the things that usually help me feel ready to go again. Number 2 is to prepare my environment. When you live in a mess, you also feel like a mess. And I say this from experience because my room is a mess. And so my mind feels messy too. We're gonna fix that up. My drawers that I have where my clothes are, they are just a set of cheap drawers that I found on Shopee. And they don't really work or function well. So I have a hard time storing my clothes in it. We got this bad boy from IKEA. Here's the drawers that we're gonna set up. Building IKEA things. This is gonna be an interesting experience. We found all the screws. The bigger one? We needed screwdrivers. So far, so good. Our first drawer. More to go.
We're so fast.
I know, next one. Put on the wheels. The next half. This is now the main frame. We already made the drawers, so there's a lot of pieces. Look, it's a magnet. Gonna say goodbye to this one. Drop.
Oh.
And we put the handles in. Ta-da! Now I'm ready to get organized. Now I know that control over your own space is a privilege, which is why it's important to just focus on the areas and the spaces that you can control or you can feel safe around. And for me, it is my room, although it's quite hot here. Number 2 is planning ahead. This is most important when it comes to food, that you are working for your future self. So that future you doesn't have to stress too much about what to eat and when to eat. And then you can focus on other things. Okay, food is arguably one of the hardest parts about getting back on track, because most of the time we question our food choices or we just have a hard time fitting all of these things into our schedule. And then that all or nothing mindset kicks in where you have to be perfect at your diet or you should stop trying. But don't worry, we're going to break it down into 3 parts to help make it easier for you. list it. If you have any meal ideas, dishes, or food that you like to eat and would like available to you to help you make more mindful choices, list it down. Some of my personal favorites would be Greek yogurt and granola, peanut butter and fruit, a chia seed pudding, crackers and cheese, or bread with a protein spread. Now I'm gonna put this list somewhere that is gonna be visible for me around food, because especially in times where I'm like, I don't know what to eat, I'm hungry, I have this list to go about and it's already got balanced ideas. We are gonna make a grocery run. We're gonna stock the pantry with all the ingredients, easily accessible so that we can have balanced meals, fun snacks, and also just so that we're prepared, because we gotta be prepared. Well, I haven't driven in a while. Sorry, Anna. Two things. Go to the grocery with a list and don't go when you're super hungry. Let's get some mushrooms. These are much cheaper in SNR, but I want some of this fiber. This might be a little ambitious of me, but I'm gonna get some tofu. We're gonna cook something with this. We got bagel seasoning, so we need cream cheese. Canned mushrooms, my favorite go-to fiber. Also gonna get some whole corn. We still have it home, but I would definitely get some canned tuna, stock up on that for protein. For when we go to tennis, butter coconut is literally one of my favorite snacks to have around. I also love me some bread pan. I've been adding some chicken broth into my recipes and it's been leveling them up. I love me a wrap for burritos, quesadillas, or basically just like wrapping up some random stuff for a balanced meal. Protein is so underrated because it's gonna help you be able to eat, especially when you have no options. Like, it's gonna be there. It's always saved me so many times. I am a sandwich lover, but we have to find some protein for that sandwich. Let's try this chicken ham. And then I want to meal prep what I can, realistic to my skills, my ability, and my time. I'm going to be meal prepping some chicken. I have made so many promises to myself. You're gonna meal prep. You're not gonna eat this. You're only gonna eat this. You're not gonna buy food. And it always works for a few days until it doesn't. So when it comes to getting back on track, especially when it comes to food, you have to be so real with yourself. And something I've learned about myself is I don't really like to eat leftovers. At least if it's been leftovers for a certain amount of time, then I start to get the ick. Could probably do like 2 to 3 days until I'm like, I don't want to eat that anymore. But I also know how meal prepping has been so helpful for me. Especially when I work and I get zoned in, I forget I have to prepare food before I eat it. And of course, the cleanup will always be the worst part. It wasn't something that I really wanted to do, but I know that future me is gonna be so thankful. Realistically, for me, I can prepare at least 2 big meals for the week. I can prepare one on Sunday and then the other on Thursday. As long as I prepare these 2 meals for the week, I've got it covered. Number 4 is to find movement that fits. When it comes to getting back on track, movement is probably one of the hardest things. I mean, like Newton says, an object at rest will stay at rest, and an object at motion will stay at motion, unless applied with an external force. When you are on that movement groove in your routine, it's easier to keep up with it, versus when you kind of take a step back and you have to get back into it. That felt really good. I will say I'm so happy to be back in kilos because the pound conversion was messing with me. Ugh, I'm so sweaty. It's so hot. Now, I haven't had a hard time getting back into movement because I did find movement that I enjoy and I don't even think twice about doing, which is tennis. But when it comes to the gym, it's another story. I was very lucky that during my long travel, I was able to go to the gym because Elijah's a personal trainer and everybody at the gym was super fit. I was getting so intimidated. Still wasn't super consistent that when I would come back, it would be so easy to get back into that routine. Now, what I would suggest is to first examine the forces that might be keeping you from doing the things that you want to do or to build those habits. For example, when it comes to the gym, the environment right now plays a big role because the heat is not going to want you to get up and go to the gym. Then the question would be, how do we lessen that force or remove that friction? As a reminder, it's always easier to move your body when it's something you really enjoy. I woke up quite early today, most likely because of jet lag, but I also just decided to get up and work out before the sun hit its peak, and I would make all the excuses possible not to work out. The other force that I'm dealing with is probably my own internal pressure that I have to be as good, as strong, and as amazing as I was before I left or before I took a break. And reality is that's not gonna happen, and I'm just gonna have to be okay with that. But that doesn't mean that I failed. It's just a different time or part in the journey. Gotta repeat that until I believe it. I'm just gonna have to be accepting with the fact that my current goal is to just freaking show up, is to just be at the gym, is to lift some weight, whether that's 30 minutes or even just 5 minutes. You simply show up. And number 5, you gotta get good sleep. Sleep is something that is so underrated when it comes to getting back on track. If you aren't getting quality sleep, it's going to impact your mental health, your physical health, and also your hunger and fullness cues. It's so important for us to look at our sleep hygiene, which is your sleep routine and your sleep environment. Try and have your last meal 2 to 3 hours before bed. Trying to keep your last caffeine intake at least 8 hours before you go to sleep. Taking a shower to bring down your body temperature. And trying to keep gadgets out, but that's a hard one for me. Okay, one of the new additions that I have for my sleep environment is this Emma Diamond Hybrid Mattress. Ta-da! I don't like a bed that sinks in too deep. This one doesn't. It has an adaptive comfort foam that kind of just molds to your body. It just knows where I am so I can feel hugged and comforted. The reason why we changed our mattress is because our mattress was 20 years old, and that is not good and very unhygienic. So now we have the Emma mattress. And the reason why it's called the Diamond Hybrid Mattress, it's because of the diamond degree foam. It has diamond and graphite particles. It's supposed to help quickly expel heat and help you get to the right sleeping temperature. Time to sheet the bed. As you already know, we have incredibly hot temperature here, and it's so hard to sleep when you just don't feel comfortable. I've actually slept in it for a couple of nights, and I do feel like I'm getting much deeper sleep, which of course is the target when you're trying to get back on track. Good sleep helps you start the day right. If you want to get back on track with the Emma Diamond Hybrid Mattress, but you're still afraid to commit, they actually have a 100-night trial. By the way, they have so many discounts and promos going on all the time, and you can even add an additional 10% with my code. You can try the bed for 100 nights, and if you don't like it, they'll give you a full refund and you can return the bed. But hey, it might just fit. Let's all agree that getting back on track is no easy feat, but it's also not impossible. First, you have to set realistic goals. No matter what that looks like for you right now, just keep showing up. I hope this video was helpful for you on your journey, and if you are also trying to get back on track, then let's do it together. Don't forget to comment below so that I know that we are in this together, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Till the next video, you always deserve to eat. The video's over, but that doesn't mean you have to go.
you can still subscribe or watch another video. Thanks for watching.